everyone, we're going to consider the following function defined by the graph and find the following limits. Now the limit is the y value or your output value. It's a numerical value. So let's try the first one. We have the limit as x approaches 2 from the left of f of x. So what that means is when you have this negative up here, that means you're going to the left. We're going to positive 2. So we're traveling along from the left. We make a jump up to here, keep traveling, and then we end up at our y value, which is negative 1. Now let's do this one. We want to find the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of f of x. So we're coming here, we're coming from the right. We do have to make a jump because there's a hole here. So you make a jump and come up, and we're going to 2. So we end up at the same place. It's actually closed here, and that's going to equal negative 1. So when we take the limit, if it ever asks you the limit as x approaches 2 of f of x, and it doesn't give you the right and left, the plus and minus here, that means you have to do both. That means you have to go from the left, which we already did. You also have to go from the right, which we already did. And that's at the same spot, which is negative 1. And you could also say the limit as x approaches 2 from the left equals the limit as x approaches 2 from the right of f of x, which equals negative 1. These two numbers have to equal for you to get this answer. So even if it doesn't say left and right, you still have to do left and right if you're given the problem like that, which is what we have next. We have this one. So we're at negative 4. Here's our negative 4. So they want to find the limit as x approaches negative 4 of f of x. So that means we have to check the right-hand side. The left-hand side. You can do right-hand side first if you want. And the right-hand side. So for the first one, we're going to negative 4. So you start here and go to your negative 4 value. And we're at negative 1. Even though it doesn't match. Even though that it's open interval here. So that's going to equal negative 1. So this is like saying you have a friend over here, and you want him to meet you at negative 4. And this is you. So you want to meet up at negative 4, but what happens is your friend comes along, has to make a jump here. He comes along and ends up here. So you all didn't meet at all. And that one was at 0. So that means since these two numbers don't match, the limit does not exist. That means you all did not meet up. If I did ask you, what is f of negative 4? Then you would pick, well, f of negative 4 is 0. Okay, let's try 4. So this one, and I didn't leave let's try to do it down here. So basically, you and your friend want to meet up at Chick-fil-A right here, at this 4 here. So of course, when you're coming from the left, you meet up. You're coming from the right. You both meet up at negative 1 here. Okay, even though that's an open interval here, you still met up. So basically, let's say if this was Chick-fil-A and you met up, but you didn't go inside, or say it was closed because it was Sunday, you still met up. So the limit as x approaches 4 is going to be negative 1, even though that's an open interval. Now, if I asked you, what is f of 4, you would have to say that that is negative 2. And notice this negative 2 doesn't equal this negative 1. That just means the function is not continuous. All right, which is not really what this video is about, but that's what you're going to get into later on. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.